The X Interview, hosted by Global X from the SCOL World Forum.
I'm Keely Stevenson, and I'm currently an Acumen Fund Fellow. And Acumen Fund invests in social enterprises, providing goods and services to the poor. I'm working now in Tanzania with a manufacturing company that's manufacturing mosquito nets. And malaria is a killer of 1 million people per year and affects 300 million people a year. Most of them are children and women in Africa. So I have been there for the last year working on distribution to more remote areas and pricing so that we can actually have a commercially viable mosquito net that everyone can sleep under safely. So 3 days ago, I was in a village. I sat next to a beautiful banana tree, and this very strong woman with this powerful dignity about her, Masai woman in a village. She had these gaping holes in her ears, and she was adorned with the most beautiful jewelry of red and blue and white beads. And she basically was telling me that she had been suffering from malaria, and she waited so long until she finally had to be hospitalized for 2 months. And her family, who are mostly farmers on this land, had to sell a piece of their land in order to pay for the hospital bill. So it means that her children are eating a little bit less because they can't farm and have as much corn. It means that there's a possibility our children won't get the same education because they can't have all of that income for the future. And it's all because she was, just unfortunate enough to have malaria. And in this village, as we spoke about HIV and as we spoke about malaria, she knew so much about HIV, but she knew very little about malaria. And her Mama Lesion is her name. And she, when we started talking about bed nets, it was almost a foreign thing to her. No one in the village actually had bed nets. And so I realized just how powerful a really small thing, a very simple product could be to actually really transform people's lives. If she wouldn't have had to sell a piece of land, her kids might have a better education if she just had this small little bed net. And so this story is really powerful to me because I was sitting there with her feeling really excited about the work Acumen Fund does and the work that A to Z does, which is the organization I'm working with in Tanzania, because they're manufacturing 7 million bed nets a year that are going to protect, for a long time, are going to protect people like Mama Lesion. Social entrepreneurs are all over, and they're making a huge difference in the quality of life of people.
Global X is also on SocialEdge at socialedge.org.